Okay, hi, happy Wednesday afternoon. Happy New Year to all of you out there who I have not seen or chatted with in a while. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Gila Kurtz. I am one of the co-founders and co-owners of Dog is Good, the lifestyle brand for dog lovers. And Heather is our first guest of the year. A great topic, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But I am just so excited to be back. I don't know how you guys feel about coming back after the holidays. A lot of people feel sluggish, and I'm just like, I feel like I was in hibernation in the month of December. So now I'm revved up and ready to go, and we're going to have a great year ahead. So anyway, for those of you who are popping in, I want you to share where you're from. Tell us your dog. Maybe also pop in the comments like where you have traveled, since we're going to be talking about travel, where you have traveled with your dogs, or also pop into the comments where you want to travel with your dog. So we'll look forward to seeing what you're putting in the comments in just a moment. And then just so that you know, we always do a giveaway on the show, and we pick a winner the following day. So people who watch the replay can take a look at it too. And so this time, since we're all about traveling right now, hi Cheryl, how are you? I have to say, Cheryl, you always post the most awesome stuff in the lifestyle group. I just love it. I really do. And hey, Barbara, how are you? Yay, Kika. Oh, I'm so excited. I will catch up with you after the show. If there was a way that you could post a picture of Kika on the Facebook page, you need to, because cutest dog ever. Oh my gosh. It looks like a toy for real. But anyway, she's adorable. So our giveaway, which you can enter to win, is a travel bowl. Dog is Good, which you must have when you're traveling with your dog. And then certainly you want to let everybody know that you do not leave your baby at home. You are out there doing your thing. There's times when I'd like to leave Bolo at home. Like right now, she is digging into my trash. So excuse me one second. Get it. Come here. There we go. Oh, Have Lab will travel. She'll investigate trash cans all over the world. Maybe I should move this out of sight from here. But anyway, welcome to the Lifestyle Show. Thank you guys for joining. And if you haven't already, enter to win, and we'll tell you about some other goodies that you can enter and sign up for during the year. So one of the reasons I'm super excited to talk to Heather today is I love her business idea, and you guys have got to go check out her website, because it just screams, get out of your house, get out of your town, go grab the dog and enjoy an amazing, exhilarating vacation, because that's what she puts together for you. And one of the things that I know, as it's the beginning of the year, oh, you got, Cheryl just got back from Detroit. Awesome. One of the things that everybody does at the beginning of the year is they make their resolutions. This is the time, I mean, that's all I've been hearing about, setting their goals, making resolutions. But one of the questions I have for you out there watching, and I have to be very cognizant of this myself in my own life, is what are you planning for yourself for fun this year, for you and your dog? And have you already put it on the calendar? Because that's the key. So think about where you may want to go, what you want to be experiencing, how you're going to take time away from your busy day, busy schedule, so you can not only bond and connect with your dog, but more importantly, you can rejuvenate your soul while you're doing so in a really cool place. So you want to pull out your calendars and do that. And Heather is the woman to help make that happen. So let me introduce Heather to you guys. She is the founder of Top Dog Pet Travel. She is a pet mom who thought pet-friendly travel should be exhilarating and inspiring. And I am right there with you. I think that's fantastic. Like two-legged children, the fur children should be able to participate in unique adventures that go beyond a walk in the park. And I'm sure all of you can agree with that. She got together with a pet-friendly travel agent and began researching extraordinary destinations where pets could be a part of the vacation and share all the activities with their families. And so together they developed Top Dog Pet Travel, which is a full-service travel agency dedicated exclusively to pet-friendly travel. And not only that, she did not enter this business venture as a novice. This woman is so accomplished in everything that she's done. She was the creative head for some of the top 10 ad agencies in New York. There's a whole list of them, including, I'll just name a few: Ted Bates, Fitzgerald, Sample, and Gray Advertising. And then she was a senior VP creative director when she left to pursue other ventures. So she is, you're very creative, you are very accomplished. And lastly, in addition to founding Top Dog Pet Travel, she is the creator and executive producer of Pets Welcome Here, which is America's top syndicated pet travel TV show. So fantastic. So Heather, welcome.
Well, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody who is watching. I have nothing to say because you've said it all.
Oh, okay. Well, I've just said your bio. But you are quite accomplished. You know, the cool thing is, and I want to just say this before we even get started, this is how people come up with the amazing business ideas. And I know you love what you do. Like, I can just see it in your smile and just your energy. But you think about something that isn't out there and just start looking around, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, it's like, oh my gosh, I can create this myself. And there she did. So one of the things I have to ask is, you're doing all these amazing things in the ad industry and as a creative director in the ad space for some big companies, very accomplished there. But what made you decide truly, like in that moment, okay, I got to do a travel business for people and their pets?
Well, I have always, since I was a little kid, a pet lover and an animal advocate. And we go on vacation with our fur family. And we've done that for years. My husband and I, right now we have 2 fur kids. We've got a lab boxer named Bernie and a rescued red-nosed pit bull, the dreaded pit bull, named Sadie. And she is just a love. And they go with us everywhere. And, for years, people have been asking me, well, you take your dogs on vacation, where can I go? Mm-hmm. And I would start giving them advice. Well, you can go here, you can do this, you can go to the mountains, you can go to the beach, you can go to this beach, you can stay at this hotel. And while I was working in advertising, I spent many years in the hospitality section. So learned a lot about hotels and destinations. And I started to research, who was pet friendly and what activities pets could actually participate in. There are so many out there, and we can talk about them, that people would never think of, that well, my dog and I could do that. And so I got together with somebody I knew who was a licensed travel agent, and we said, let's put together a travel agency where we can actually book these amazing trips and experiences for people who want a vacation or just, take a getaway with the furry members of their family. I mean, we do people travel too, and we'll book your kids and your spouses and your friends, but we specialize in making sure that no pet is left behind and everybody goes top dog.
I love that. I just love this idea. And I think that the travel, lifestyle with our pets has really shifted and changed. I always say, and all of us here at Dog is Good say, that the evolution of the dog as family has been a very interesting journey. They've gone from the backyard into the bedroom and now wherever we go, ideally. And so I would imagine that there's a lot of trends happening that you've seen just in the past 5 years. Like, what are you seeing in terms of the amount of travel taking place where people are bringing their pets and seeking more adventurous locations where they can go?
Well, it is just blossoming. I'd say 5-6 years ago, you had people that wanted to travel with their pets, but they would tend to go maybe to friends and family, or they would go to one destination with one hotel or motel that they were familiar with. But now people are becoming much more adventurous. So we started from going to family and friends to going to maybe beach destinations, hiking destinations, to now we have a lot of people who want to travel internationally with their
Wow.
that's a trip and a half.
I can imagine. I mean, and that kind of leads into my next question. There's, sometimes you sit down to plan a trip for yourself and you look up some stuff on the internet and you try to figure it out. But clearly, when you're trying to integrate your pet as family into this whole process, you really need a specialist. So what makes your service so beneficial, which I believe it is, but why should they be going to? What are the challenges that that you help to avoid for them?
Well, thank you for asking that question. As we say, we do all the work so you can have all the fun. There's a lot of research that people don't realize go into planning a pet-friendly vacation. And let's just take an example. Let's say you live in an area where you want to go to the beach. And we say, if you want to travel by car with your pet, if your dog is not small enough to travel with you in the cabin in a plane, we recommend a road trip vacation. So let's say you want to travel between a day to maybe 2 days, 3 days at the most away from your home to get to a destination, whether it's a beach or a lake. You need to know what hotels or vacation rentals are not only pet friendly, but are they pet friendly? Will they accept your size dog, your breed dog? And if you're traveling with multiple pets and you've got a Yorkie and you've got a Labrador, the Yorkie can get into certain hotels, but the Lab can't. So we make sure that you get the right hotel at the best rates, because we put our clout as travel agents behind getting you things like, upgrades and special adventures that you can share with your pets. There are many hotels that offer, for example, a special Jeep tour with your pet, or a cruise where you can take your pet. And go ahead.
I was going to ask about that because I see there's already questions, and you guys, I love it. Ask these questions because this is fantastic. And I'm just going to take a quick second to say, hi guys. It's so good to see you here, Jen and Kalia and everybody else popping in. Let's start with the cruise and then international travel, because people are asking, how are there cruises and how cool would it be to have just like a dog cruise, like where everybody's bringing their dog? Do they do themes like that?
We do things like that. Out there in the real world, there are no cruises like Royal Caribbean or traditional cruises right now that accept pets, except the QE2 if you want to go transatlantic, and it needs to be a small pet.
Okay. So it's small. Define small, under 20 pounds or smaller?
Yeah, I'd say under 20 pounds.
Okay.
They need to be able to be in a small kennel, and they have like AstroTurf. And
so I'm curious then, if it is a cruise, the one cruise, the QE2 transatlantic, how long is that? What facilities do they have on there for the pets, and what would make it an engaging experience for the human and their pet?
Frankly, it's not something that we would say that you should go on if you want to have a fun experience. It's more a way to get from the United States over Europe. If you want to have that kind of an experience and then do something in Europe. It's a lot of it is just for people that want to go to Europe and they want to take their pets, because the dog needs to be confined. So your pet will be in a kennel. Your pet is not going to walk around the deck with you.
Okay.
You'll be able to come and visit your pet. You will be able to, take them out. They have special areas. I call it the poop deck. But if you really wanted to have a fun cruise experience and you got enough people together, we can book a private charter. We book a private yacht, a private schooner. So everybody if you know your pets, they're friendly, everybody's going to get along, we can create that experience for you. So that's where we are.
That's perfect. And how many people would be on that particular, like what's the max number?
Oh, it depends how big you want the cruise ship to be. It could be 20. It could be 20. It might even be larger. It depends on how much you want to spend and how big you want. You can rent a houseboat. We can get you a houseboat, and you can go, cruising around Lake Mead in Utah. So there's all kinds of experiences like that that we can develop, but there's nothing really out there that you can just book like you would book a cruise, for you and your family without your pet.
Okay, got that. Okay, and then the international travel. Let's say they don't do the QE2 across the ocean. They're going to have to travel by plane. So, what are the cons that people need to be really consider before doing that, and how can it be a positive experience? Because if they're going to take a bigger dog that can't be in the cabin, and bigger can be even just 25 pounds if it just can't fit under the seat, it needs to go in underneath. How are the I'm always so hesitant and scared about that piece of it. So what can you say to comfort those of us who want to be able to travel by plane with their dogs but are concerned about that below cabin travel?
Right now, there's the good news and the bad news is that there have been some incidents in which pets have not been treated the way we would want them treated in cargo. And because of that, a great deal of awareness has now, been a lot of light has been shed on what's going on in pet travel. And airlines that are going to continue putting pets in cargo are now taking steps to make sure that they are only in areas that are heated, to make sure that they have the proper amount of water. Dogs that are going to board in the cargo can stay with their parents until boarding. There are some airports that actually have pet comfort stations right in the airport. So if that's what you want to do, we can make sure you get on the right airline that will take care of your pet. There's always concerns. We would much rather book a pet that can stay in the cabin with you.
Yeah. Now, are there airlines out there? I think there are. Correct me if I'm wrong. That specifically, that's what their objective is they're smaller planes. It's more these private companies, but they. I guess in a way it's being chartered. You travel with your pet right there, and it's specifically for people traveling with pets.
There were. I don't know if they're still in business. I know one definitely is no longer in service.
Oh, okay.
There's a great company that where you and your pet can travel to the Bahamas, and they will any size dog that can fit in that plane.
Okay.
So that's one thing. There are other companies that will transport your pet in the cabin, but without you.
Okay.
Another alternative. You go on a regularly scheduled airline. You meet your dog at the airport at the end of your destination.
Okay.
The news is your dog will be in cabin.
Okay. I could see Bolo getting treated total first class, awesome, and I'm back there in coach on a different airline, struggling with the crowds. That would be great. So we're having some great questions that I want to just pop in for you. So some people are asking in terms of assessing dogs' behavior. Are there certain assessments that they have to go through in order to determine compatibility on particular adventures?
Well, what we say is if your dog doesn't find you at home, what makes you think she's going to listen to you on vacation?
Right.
If your dog has had some obedience training and, she'll sit, she'll stay, she'll come when she's called, you can do a lot of basic fun things that most dogs really want to do. You can go hiking with your dog because he's going to stay on the leash, or if you're in an area where she can get off the leash, she'll come back if you call her. You can go to pet-friendly beaches where dogs need to be leashed. They just need to be leashed, and they need to be, good citizens. You don't want them to, get into fights. They should not be aggressive dogs.
Right.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I feel like, if you guys do know your dogs, and Heather's absolutely right. Them changing environments is not going to necessarily change their behavior directly, except oftentimes putting a dog in a new situation can create some stress if the dog tends to be more stressful or have anxious behavior. So just being cognizant of, it's fun for you to take your dog and have your dog be with you all the time, but you also have to take into account, would your dog love this as well? Like my little dog, Henry, I have a Japanese Chin. He's the little guy in the photo up there. He probably wouldn't want to go on vacation with me. He's pretty content to just stay back. That would be a little stressful for him, the whole travel component and even the itinerary. He wouldn't like it. I wouldn't want to put him through that. But Bolo, for sure, my lab, she's all about going wherever she can. And you have to take that into consideration. Another question is about RVs. How easy is it to rent RVs so that you can do a nice, fun road trip with your dog?
It's very easy to rent RVs. There are many RV companies out there that not only sell them, but rent them.
Mm-hmm.
And they rent to people with pets. If you are able to drive an RV, and I don't know that if you never drove an RV before, if I would go off the lot with an RV and try to go cross country. I think because of the size, you should practice, and you should practice getting your dog into the RV and spending some time there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people that are RV companies will let you come in and spend some time knowing that you're going to rent the RV so that you can get your dog used to it. Maybe take them, for a ride around the block. Mm-hmm. That was something that I was going to mention earlier. I say, if your dog hasn't tried this at home, don't try it on vacation. A lot of people think, oh, I want to go kayaking with my dog. I want to go canoeing with my dog. I want to take my dog who is a couch potato on a 5-mile hike up a mountain.
Right.
Talk about stress.
Yes.
If you have not practiced at home with your dog how to keep your dog sitting and safe in a kayak or a canoe, that dog is going to jump out.
Yes.
It's not going to be good. So we say practice at home before you do it on your vacation.
Such great advice. Now, where are some of the more exciting places that you're finding a lot of your customers want to travel to? Can you just kind of share some of the adventures that you're booking for people?
Well, the number one vacation for people who are on the coast is still beach. Everybody wants to go to the beach. And
yes.
There are a lot of pet-friendly beach locations in Florida, especially on the east coast of Florida, starting with, St. Augustine, which is another pet-friendly destination.
That's beautiful there.
Going down to Fort Lauderdale and Miami, where they do have some pet-friendly beaches, and then all the way down to Key West, which is, again, another paradise on earth for pets. There are pet-friendly beaches in the Carolinas. There are pet-friendly beaches in Virginia. But you have to know where they are, and you have to know what time of day and what time of year pets are allowed. Not everybody allows a dog on a beach year-round. Right. Some beaches do.
Well, I will tell you guys, come on out to California. This is one of the best parts of living here. We have amazing beaches that are designated specifically for dogs, and they are fabulous, and they're open all year round. I always say this, we pay for the weather here because it's very expensive to live here, but the access to the beaches or the hiking or the mountains or all that stuff is available on a great trip to California. And if you guys ever do come out to California, you can come to Dog is Good headquarters and come say hello. So I want to ask another question, but I just want to say, Cheryl, you are cracking me up. I get it. If you're not out there hiking yourself, your dog's not hiking. And Marcia, I think that's a great idea. I think we're going to need to figure out how to book a Dog is Good lifestyle cruise, and all of our fun extended family here can bring their furry friends, and we can have like just a fun cruise, because I would like to go on a cruise with Bolo. That would be a blast. Okay, so what is the best well, actually, I was going to ask, in terms of expenses, is it how much more expensive is it to look at the inclusion of your pet in the whole travel and vacation arrangements?
Well, again, it depends on how you look at it. If you are thinking about boarding your dog as an alternative, it can actually be less expensive, or certainly not more expensive, to bring a pet with you. Yes, a lot of hotels have pet fees, and they vary. A lot of vacation rentals do not. And we can book you in a vacation rental, which will give you an entire house, for example, to move around. But beyond that, some activities, just like if you would take a child on vacation, a human child, some activities require tickets for adults. They may require, depending on the size of your dog, that he get a ticket if he actually needs to sit in a seat. Because when I'm talking about a cruise, I'm talking about a scenic cruise, which is where you can go around the shoreline of like St. Augustine, for example, or Coronado in California.
Yeah.
You can, people will talk to you. You'll get a guide and they'll talk to you about the scenery and what the history of the place, and your dog can go with you. So you might have to pay a ticket for that. But for many activities, it doesn't cost you any more to have your dog with you than to leave your dog at home. And you'll have a much better time, and your dog will have a great time because he or she just wants to be with you.
Yes, absolutely. And I would imagine that as you're booking, you're also providing people, well, I don't know, do you provide them with information? Like, this seems like common sense to me, but sometimes when you're planning stuff and you're in a rush and you're all excited about the trip, the reminder of what is it we need to bring along for our pet to ensure they stay safe and we have all of our, I's dotted and T's crossed. So is there anything important that they need to remember to bring for their pet on travel?
Absolutely. And one thing, when you asked about how things are trending, there is a huge trend right now in pet activity gear. We recommend, if you're going to go boating with your dog, if you're going to take your dog to a beach, if your dog is going to go swimming in the water, get a pet life vest. So having a life vest for your pet. If you're doing a lot of hiking, check out to see if your dog needs booties. If you're going to be in a cold area and you're not used to it, get a coat for you. If you're going to bring a coat, get a coat for your dog. And if you, we say it's great for you to try new foods on vacation, but it might not be so good for your dog. Make sure you have enough food for your dog to last at least a couple of days until you can get to a store that sells your dog's regular food. You need to stock enough for the whole trip. Put it in the trunk of your car. If other things, your dog's favorite toy, make it feel like home. If a lot of hotels provide dog bowls, dog beds, but if your dog is accustomed to their bowl and their bed, and if you feel they're going to be upset if they don't have it, if you have room, we bring all kinds of paraphernalia.
Yeah. So you guys, as I'm listening, I'm putting my business hat on here for a second. I'm hearing like all these potential business ideas, all these accessories for travel and things to help people, have everything all in one location. And don't forget too, I would also add to all these wonderful suggestions and important suggestions, your pet safety kit and their medical record, to always have a copy of that with you in these locations, should there, God forbid, be an emergency. So you'll be all set for that. Okay, Cheryl, I love that idea. I would love the Dog is Good bus tour across country. We need to pull that one off, but I'm kind of digging the cruise thing. I'm sure my team is like, oh no, she's thinking, her brain's going. That's not a good thing. I'm not saying we're going to do it tomorrow, I promise. So here, let's talk about the show. Tell us about the show and how we can watch that and how that ties into the agency as well.
Oh, so you're talking about Pets Welcome Here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for asking about that. Pets Welcome Here is a half-hour TV special, and we do one a year, and it runs throughout the summer. We are America's top syndicated pet travel TV show.
Nice.
This year, we ran in over 65 what are called DMAs, that they're designated markets. They're stations all over the country. We ran in New York City. We ran in Philadelphia. We ran in Washington, D.C., Detroit, Minneapolis, St. Paul, of course, Orlando, Tampa, and about 60 other markets all over the country. And we show our audience amazing experiences that they can share with their pets in great pet-friendly destinations.
I love it. That's great. So you guys too, another thought, again, I was thinking for all these hotels and these adventure places that cater to the pet traveler, the families, it's possible that there's an evening where the family wants to go out, and even though they want their dog, maybe the restaurant that they want to go to in this particular evening does not take dogs, or maybe in my case, I don't want Bolo, trying to eat everybody else's food as she walks by their table, etc. We're working on that. But, I would imagine there's concierges that have access to pet sitters or dog walkers. So if you yourself are doing an adventure and it's not feasible for the dog to go with you on that particular one, that there is somebody that can care for the pet. I would imagine the hotels have a lot of that concierge service.
Many hotels do have concierge services that will provide pet sitters or recommend doggy daycare for you. And if they don't, and we know that that's something that you want on your vacation, we will help you find somebody. We do not recommend that you leave your dog alone in the guest room. Even a lot of hotels are saying if you leave your pet alone, they need to be crated. So that's something else you need to think, do I need to bring a crate? Do I need to get a crate? Or am I going to have a doggy babysitter? We would prefer that somebody be with you, with your dog, and we can, most places have accredited pet sitters or doggy daycare facilities, and we can help you find them if there is nobody at the hotel that is prepared to do that.
Okay, perfect. One last question before we begin to wrap up, and that is, what is the best, in your point of view, the best vacation where you and your dog are actually doing an activity together? Like what's the most fun one that you've encountered?
I think the most fun are vacations where you and your dog are really bonding and enjoying things like hiking, boating, swimming. It's things that your dog naturally loves and that you enjoy as well. I mean, it's great to go shopping to pet-friendly stores.
You don't want to go shopping.
Your dog really wants to get those smells.
Yeah.
And feel the outdoors and get the scent in the air and go hiking through great forests. And there are so many places all over the country that offer that kind of a vacation, along with some of the things that you may like you may want to go to a pet-friendly brewery and, have a bud with your bud. So we work it in so that your dog has things that are fun for him as well as you, and you have things that your dog will share with you, but you really enjoy.
Well, this is fantastic. Now, you guys, we're going to put in the links so that you can access Heather for your next vacation, a must. And I think we're going to be talking, Heather, because I'm kind of digging the idea of a dog is good destination, location, adventure. I think that would be an absolute blast. I would love that
with you.
Yeah, I would love it. I always close with a couple questions that kind of sheds a little bit more light on you as a person and the relationship you have with your dog. And that is, first and foremost, what is the greatest lesson your dogs have taught you in your life?
I think my dogs have always been funny. So they have taught me how to laugh at myself, how to find humor in situations that might not normally be laughable. So that is one lesson. And another is, of course, unconditional love.
Yeah.
Never turn anybody down who needs help, because a dog will never do that. A dog will go to anybody and give love. And
Oh, such a good reminder. I think, we all know that, but I like the little thing that you just added about if anybody needs you, just be there, because your dog would for sure. If you were a dog breed, what breed would you be?
oh, gee.
Or what would your husband say, Alan? What would Alan say you are?
I don't know, but I would be the tenacious pit bull, because
I knew it. I was going to say you're going to pick either a terrier or something that's tenacious. I can tell by your bio how disciplined, tenacious, and motivated you are. So that's perfect. All right, last question. Fill in the blank. Dog is my.
You are kind of fading out there on me. Dog is.
Yeah, you fill in this blank. Dog is my blank.
Dog is my life.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Heather, thank you so much for this great information. I love this new venture that you've begun. It's now 5 years old. You've been growing with the trends and really fine-tuning the amazing services that you can offer all of us to have tremendous fun adventures that are inspiring, and more importantly, just an opportunity to really connect deeply with those that we love so much, our dogs, and certainly the rest of our families or friends if we choose to travel with them. So again, just a reminder, guys, to enter to win, you can get a free travel bowl and our car magnet, Never Travel Alone. And by the way, if you're not getting your weekly dose of inspiration from your very own dog, you need to sign up for Fur Covered Wisdom every Monday. They seem to just kind of know what you need to hear in the moment. And we are going to be sharing with everybody, probably starting tomorrow, an opportunity for you to fetch a year worth barking about and just create the most amazing 2019 for you and your dog. And it's a fun challenge. It's free. So you can look for it in the lifestyle group very soon. And we look forward to making this a fantastic year with all of you as well. So Heather, again, thank you so much for being here. And everybody else, have a fantastic day. Heather, stay on with me when I end the broadcast, and you all have a wonderful week ahead. Take care.
Bye-bye.